You know my story, and you know most of you know my story about my son being unwell and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Who doesn't know? Please put your hand up. Whoa, wow, now half of the people. Yeah, you don't know. This gentleman there. Yeah, no, okay, yes. From my personal experiences and observation, I come to this conclusion that there is a lot of sufferings in this world. And it's far more than it used to be, and it's far more than we really need. And myself, when in 2009 our second boy was born, and from the second month of his life he was diagnosed with a very severe atopic eczema, and he had literally spots head to foot everywhere. And for 2 years I would be changing the pillow cover because it was full of blood and pus every single morning. I switched off my business phone for about 3 years. It was the biggest test of my life, but at the same time it was the biggest blessings that I can imagine. So from that, that inspired me to find a way, because over now 9 years of me living the lifestyle of 5 Flavors of Health, because 5 Flavors of Health is not a diet. We are here for cooking, but not only cooking. You can see Violetta will be talking to us about the breathing. We will be talking about the mindset as well later in the day. It is the holistic approach that we have, and this is whatever I will speak today is from my personal experiences and analysis, with a help of my mentor Anna, who is the author of these 2 books, Philosophy of Health and Philosophy of Life, which I have translated and published in the United Kingdom. So on the base of that, I have decided to share that experience and knowledge that I have now possessed with the rest of the world, and we want to inspire a new ambassadors. Each of you, whoever will feel like doing and this will be working for you. You will start from your body, but the mindset will be supported, because you will be just feeling more relaxed with the food. You will maybe start feeling less pain or less suffer, or maybe the food intolerance will degrade, mitigate. You will just enter this journey. You will never look back. What we required in the beginning is a discipline to start off with. The books is must, you need to read, but the discipline that we will be talking later on in the kitchen is also very important. Once you are on that journey, I don't think you will look back. Later in the session, question and answer session, or during the lunchtime, I will bring some of the girls who are already applying this information. Even Anya is applying since how long? 6 months maybe? And now you're saying your allergies is so much lesser, is almost disappearing. And Anya is not the person who is 100% disciplined, yes? She's not 100% disciplined, but what she has done, she has eliminated the wrong type of food. So, yes. So what are the basis of it? What is the 5 flavors? Just so you have the idea, you have the bigger picture of it. You see, when we go to the doctors, we go with certain symptoms. Somebody have what? High cholesterol, maybe. Somebody has an allergy. Somebody has a what? Blood pressure. Pain. Yeah, pain. In any kind of pain. Chronic headaches, tiredness, and we go to doctors. It's particular symptoms that we go to, and the doctors will treat the symptoms. And I say we always respect the doctors and scientists. I cannot be grateful for them more than I am. But where we can help ourselves, and we can, this is where my mission is now, to tell you that each of us can support our immunity just by doing certain things in our kitchens and in our houses. So when we go to doctor with this, they say, oh, you've got this allergy. When we went with the little one, 2-month-old baby with a full of spots, head to foot, they said, this is a norm. I said, okay, I didn't know. So they given me steroids and antibiotic. I applied that and the spots disappeared. But then less than 2 weeks later, the spots came back and they were like tripled. And then so we went to doctors again and they said, this is a norm. I said, what's the norm? The norm is not for the child to be scratching day and night all the time. He was scratching, he was crying, he was irritated, and they said there's a norm. So I went on the allergy organization website and they found out that 85% of newborn in the United Kingdom having eczema symptoms, and they treat it as a norm. That got me. I said, how come doctors, you can treat it as a norm? This is not a norm, for God's sake, it's not a norm. We cannot accept it. So I started looking for solutions. I always believe that if there is a problem, there will be a solution. So I found Anna and I started reading the books and I started applying from the very first day. And you know what, 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, when I eliminated most of the foods that wasn't working well for me, for him, and which was not seasonal food, okay? I was eating everything, but I adjusted to the climate. It was September and I stopped eating, for example, citrus fruits because they were cooling and they were sour and they were not good. And I stopped drinking the fizzy drinks and I stopped drinking juices which were of a cooling properties. And we started in September for the whole family. And what happened, 2 weeks later, the spots disappeared from most of the body. 2 weeks later, doctors didn't know what is happening. And the remainder was for several months on his face and a little bit on the neck. So we worked it out because obviously the lungs and the liver, in a minute, I will explain you why the lungs and the liver are so vital for us in all kind of intolerances. So we did not accept this as a norm. I decided to go for the natural way and we found the solutions, and I am ready and I'm working with doctors now on 5 Flavours of Health. We've got several doctors who are joining. I'm doing even preparing online course with one GP who is, yes, we are preparing a program that she is telling from the conventional point of view how the organ works and how to prevent it. So the lady was on last time on our workshop. She's amazed. She read the books in the 2 days. She read the books. She's reading the books. She's in contact, and we are working on the program. So this is what it is. Now, so I have not accepted that what doctor said. Doctor said the immunity. You know, when we go with the symptoms, the doctor said, "Oh, we have this certain symptoms of your health problems because the immunity is getting weaker. Our immune system is weakening." Yes, generation after generation. But I say, no, that's not right. And Anna says as well, and now many scientists as well, the immunity is already an effect of a weaker liver, stomach, heart, kidney, and all other bodily organs. And all the bodily organs getting weaker cause the immunity weaker, and there we have a symptoms. So now, what is causing the problem with our heart, kidney, liver, and so why they are getting weaker? Yeah, this is the cause of the real problem. The lifestyle that we have, the food that we eat, the way we think, the way we relax, the way we eat the food, the way we celebrate the life. You know, the lifestyle that we have? So I have created the 5 Flavours of Health to get to the bottom, to the real causes of our health problems today, to prevent so many 21st century health problems. If you read the books, today you will understand much more from this talk, how we can prevent by adjusting to the climate, by balancing the right type of food, having the right relaxation, how we can, I put it here, primary cause of results, the results that we have, and we have to go with that to the doctors with the problems, yes? If we get to the primary cause of it, which is now you understand, you know, the lifestyle, the food, we will get permanent change. And now for 8 years we've been living like that. We started from September, I remember. My husband suffering from hay fever, allergies, all kinds. I remember it was March next year, so how many months? 5 months? We went to the park like this, and he's telling me, listen, I'm fine. I'm completely fine. And now it's 7, 8 years, and not once he had an allergy attack or hay fever attack. Not once. Not once. Good? No doctors. Now the doctors are calling us, and they are telling me, my GP, my local GP, he calls me sometimes and he said, listen, I've got a case like yours. Can I give the number? I said, give it a number. I can help if somebody is disciplined. We can help. we can help. Same with the mind. We are the results that, for example, you are here because you want to lose weight, or you want to get rid of your food intolerance, or any kind of problem, cold, flus, cholesterol. The results will be if we get to the real causes of the problems. Do you agree? Yeah, we need to get to the real causes, to these real causes. Otherwise, it's not. And Dr. Bruce Lipton, anyone familiar with the name Professor Bruce? Yeah, yes, you. Yeah, so he has done the research. I'll say about this as an example. On 300 cancer patients in the United States, about a few years ago, about 5 years ago. He now resigned from teaching as being professor at the university, medical university, because he found out that what the conventional medicine was teaching is not in alignment with his research, with his beliefs now. Because, okay, he got 300 patients, he split them into halves, and half of them, 150, for 9 months, were treated with the chemotherapy as normal cancer patient will be treated. And half of them, they were given completely different environment, completely different lifestyle, completely different. They had mentors, they had a different mindset, trainings, and so on for 9 months. And conclusion was that, with the chemotherapy, after 9 months, after chemotherapy, the cancer cells will be killed, but also the healthy cells will be killed. So the weakening of the organs was going on, and there was no improvement whatsoever. Where with the patients, with the change of the environment, this is a research, this is a professional research done, you can find it on the internet. 80% of cancer cells disappeared from the same type of cancer just by adjusting. So he came to this conclusion that no DNA or our genes deciding how you feel today. That is he said 5, but I said up to 10% of our health conditions today, only less than 10%, depending on what we are inherited from our family, what we are born with. 90% or more are the way you are today is how you conducting your life, how you having your lifestyle, how you looking after yourself. More than 90%. And I found out that also some very old religious books and very old prevention book also speak about this. Even Anna, in her books, the one Philosophy of Health, Philosophy of Life, she states that 90% of our health problems originate from stomach. What does it mean? It originates from what we are, from what we eat. And food is not only that we eat or we drink, also the emotions. Because as she was conducting the research for 25 years in the hospitals, and she was explaining about the influence. She was very unconventional researcher, doing not only the laboratory checks on the food and influence on particular organs, but also giving to the patients and observing and making a note of their state of mind. If somebody was depressed, or somebody was happy, or somebody was excited, or somebody was having fear, or somebody was... These emotions are so also effective on our health conditions. Okay, so we will be talking about this much more, but be aware that this plays so much important roles. If we will just spare 15 minutes a day thinking about this, that we are in control of the thoughts that we have, and then if we program ourselves for a bit happier being, you know what, it will give us so much more strength into our internal bodily organs with the processes of digestion, of creating moistures, fluids, enzymes, and everything else. Okay? Now, getting to the... are you getting me? Yes. You are? Yeah, perfect. Now, what is... I always say, some people say, oh, Agnes, it's a difficult one, or what you're doing is, we like the fast food. I say, if you really want to take... and people, can I do it? I said there are 2 questions you need to answer to yourself. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do it? I believe that all of you here are willing to do it, because nobody is coming early on Sunday, on a nice day, just for the sake of being here and looking at other people or listening something, because you're really willing to do something. So if you are willing to do it, now the second question, am I able to do it? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you are able to do it. I can feel you, I can feel you. You are absolutely, each one of you is able to do it. If I did it, come on, you can do it. Oh, thank you. So now we are, I've got this one. I didn't have it last time, so I've got this one. Now imagine how, well, we've got half an hour more. We've got the bodily organs, the body that we need to look after, okay, whether from the physical. You know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm talking this, come on. Good one, yes? And we will be supporting millions of people around the world, like Anna is doing. We will do much more, we'll do much more. Okay, imagine that your body is like the car engine, or like the oil heater. Okay, imagine for a second, where the oil will be the blood in your body, blood and the internal fluids that our organs are producing. Okay? For the engine or for the heater, we need energy. We need energy and warmth for this to operate. Do you agree? We need it. Now, if there is not enough oil, or if there is no oil, means our internal fluids are not being produced as we need it. If there is no enough fluid, oil in our engine, can the car go? Can we turn on? We cannot. It will not work. Or even if we use the energy, if we start igniting the engine with the energy from external source, it will burn out. It will burn out. Are you with me? Now, what happened? How easily we destroy our internal fluids. Our internal fluids, which are the enzymes, the mucus, the moisture, which is inside, produced by the liver, by the spleen, and other organs, by the lungs and so on, we are destroying it by providing a wrong type of fuel, a wrong type of energy, and wrong type of fuel in forms of the food, or exposing ourselves to the cold climate, especially here, cold climate, or people who live somewhere in hot countries, exposing themselves too much to the heat. But we are talking about here, so we are exposing ourselves. At the same time, the energy, you know, the energy can be associated also with the emotions. Energy can be associated with the emotions. Our energy is higher when we are happier. Agree? Energy is lower when we are sad. The vibration stuff. You know, we live in the ocean of motions. Yes, everything moves, nothing stays. Yes. So when our emotions are stressful, when we are full of stress, in fear, Gosia is an expert on fear. Yes, when we are in fear, we can also destroy the production of that oil or the internal fluids in our body. I'm talking about this because I want to explain you in a kind of picture way how important are the food that we eat in order to produce the right type of internal fluids in our body, and at the same time how easily we can destroy those fluids if we are living under permanent stress, permanent fear, if we don't control the thoughts that we have or the emotions, if we don't search or go for some support. Can you see? Because you can be doing so much with your food in the kitchen as we will be doing, but if that part of your emotional state will not be simultaneously worked out, you will not get the results that you want to have. You will not get the results. The results will not be that fast as you want to have it. And sometimes what happened with me, you know, sometimes you want something so badly, you really want that so much, and that is causing you a frustration because you don't see the results yet. You want to lose weight, or you're checking the blood pressure and it's still high, and the cholesterol and it's still high, and you're getting frustrated and you're losing the control, okay? At this point, you know what I did, and I know it works. What you need to do, from my personal experience, and I think many of you will agree, you just surrender. Just surrender, just let go. And I said this, I remember I was saying this, I just let go. And you know, when you let go on the thing, you let go the things that you really don't have a control over, you know, the magic will start. You will open yourself to the universe for the new things, much better things to come. Sometimes we just need to let go. Don't hold it so tight. Don't hold it so tight. I'm meeting people, and there's a lady standing in front of me in Hull last week, and I met her just this very moment for the first time in my life, and she's joyful and walking, and I know she's supporting people. She's a professional physiotherapist, and she's doing massages and everything, and people love her, and I see people love her, and she's standing in front of me, and I'm looking at her, and I said, "What's wrong with you?" And her friend was standing next to her. I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You are not well. You're giving people support, but you forgot about yourself." And I know this woman just this very moment. And she's saying, and the friend is saying, "Tell us more, tell us more." And I said, "You know what? You are just blocked." And I touch and I feel the energy, and I said, "Look, here, you've got a big problem with your intestine. You've got a really big problem." And she go like, "Yeah." I said, "Why did I go to Hong Kong 3 months ago to know why you're telling me now? I spent there a month for them to find out what's the problem with me, and you're telling me without knowing me." I said, "But it's very easy. It's very easy. You're just so blocked up." She's emotionally blocked up. And I said, "What's your problem? What's your problem?" And in fact, I guessed what was her problem. I didn't even know this woman. And she couldn't come today, but yeah. It's very easily, you know what, we are happy, and when we are healthy, we are emanating that energy to others. And people who are sensitive, they can really feel it. I can really feel it, and I can really feel it, each of you, the energy level. I can feel each of you. Seriously, I have not learned this one from anybody. I am now experimenting this more and more, and I am just amazed how right this one is. And you cannot go with it, and anybody can be, and you know it's easy with the husband or with the partner or with the child. You just know what they are, you know, but you know them for longer. So the contraction is causing many times for many of us a problem with the large intestine. The stress, large intestine, and then large intestine is causing the blockage. Sometimes we can't go to toilet. You know the story about the GP coming to me in December telling that she didn't go to toilet for 10 days. GP doctor, 42 years old, and she come to me to help her. So the blockage, we can easily help when we have the control and we know what is really causing it. We can't give a supplement, we can't eat apple in the morning to have that, because that will be pretending that there is no problem. They will be pretending that there is no problem. You know, when you're driving a car, this is an example, when you're driving a car and you're breaking the lamp but there is a petrol running off, you're going and parking, you're filling up the petrol rather than getting into breaking up the lamp. When you're taking a painkiller, you're just pretending that there is no problem. Painkiller or flu jabs, on all of that, or antibiotics, or it's allergy pills and everything. They are only temporarily, cover of your symptoms. They will not prevent you from getting the wrong type of fuel into your body. So with the body, we've got energy. We need to look after the energy in the physical way, and we've got, according to the philosophy 5 flavors, and Anna, what she told me, there are 3 types of heater in our body. We've got 3 types of heater that we need to look after, okay, for our body to function properly. One is the lower heater, from the belly button, if I may say, to the bottom, and mainly it's about kidney and our genital, and this energy is the combination of energy from the middle heater and upper heater, okay? So whatever is happening from our navel or from the belly button below is the result of what kind of energy you are supplying to your middle heater and upper heater. Middle heater, it starts from the navel, from the belly button to the solar plexus, and that's a combination of bodily organs such as stomach, for the digestion, liver, spleen, and pancreas. Okay, those 3-4 organs are in charge. The energy in this middle heater comes from the food, and that we've got an upper heater which is starting from solar plexus to the neck. Okay, and that energy is coming from the air to us. Now, lungs are is the organ where the food energy is, because the energy when we eat the food or drink the beverages, we are supplying the energy directly to our middle heater. Okay, the middle heater, the stomach, and it needs warmth. It needs warm temperature. That's why no drinking with the ice, or drinking very slow water, small sips. Because if we overcool, the stomach will not be doing its functions as it should. So when we are eating the food, we are looking after the energy which is produced in our middle heater. And what happens, then the liver is in charge of the detoxifying the body and taking the energy to the spleen, and the spleen is in charge to take the energy up to our lungs, okay, up to our lungs. And this is where the food energy with the air energy is mixing. Now, the upper heat, so this is how we look after, by providing the right type of food according to the climate. Can you see how important it is that we eat, everything which grows, everything which is according to the climate, the season that we are in, is just right for us, because outside is the same kind of energy like it's in our body. So if we can provide the similar type of energy, it will be just in flow with what the organs need at this particular time of the year. And this is prevention. This is what I'm talking is prevention, how we can prevent the diseases. Now, the energy going upwards, because from them we are supplying the food, the energy is being produced in our stomach and going upwards. So from the stomach, the energy goes up to our lungs. This is where Violetta will be very nicely contributing, because the lungs and the upper heater get the energy mainly from the air. So our physical exercise, physicality, our posture, our breathing techniques, our relaxation techniques, these all matter in order to provide to our body the best type of energy to our upper heater, okay? And then the lungs are then transporting the energy to the kidney and to the lower heater. Are you getting me? So the combination of the energy in the lower heater is the combination of the, starting from the stomach, going upwards, then going to that. So if we are suffering, for example, from kidney problems, or if you are suffering from some problems with your sexuality or anything, it's nothing but what kind of energy, what kind of fluids you are providing through the system of starting from your food and applying, looking after the quality of energy you are giving to your middle heater. Middle heater means stomach, liver, all the bodily organs, and then going upwards. We can always support ourselves by giving the good quality of exercise, the oxygen, that it will be supportive. So if we have a kidney problem, we go to doctors and they give us, or if we have a large intestine problem, they will give us a pill. Can you see how wrong it is? Because if we will provide the right type of fuel into the stomach, the energy and the liquids will be produced. The blood, 4 million cells every second is being produced in our body. it will be just producing the right type of fuel, going upwards and then giving to the large intestine. Can you see how implying syrups or pills to the, for example, constipation problem will not work on the long term, rather than we should instead we should look after the food, the energy and the quality of the food that we are providing into the stomach, and then from that, can you see? Can you see? It's logical. Is it logical for you? Is it easy? Yeah, it's not so difficult. Yeah. So this is a very practical. This is a very practical information that is not so difficult if you just start applying. So today we will be giving you the practical presentation. You will be eating this food as well, so you can go home and open the kitchen cupboards and see what kind of food, what kind of spices you still require, what kind of stuff you need to take away, what kind of stuff you need to take away. And as I remember now, we cook in 5 flavors. We must. I say, yeah, we must. If we really want to get the results soon, we must cook on gas, because gas got the natural heat. The energy of the water is taking our energy down. Is a kidney, yeah, is not supportive. Okay, now let's get to the real stuff. Now, I'll just grab the water a little bit. Are you okay? Do you have a question at this point anywhere? You can ask me questions.
You said the cooking only on gas, yeah?
Yes.
What about the other ways of cooking? Like
Yeah, you can cook on the wood.
microwave?
No, kettles.
I'm saying what's the induction?
Induction. This is all electric. We don't use electric. We don't use microwave. We don't use electric heaters.
I'm talking about the electric stuff.
No, we don't. No, because electricity has the energy of water, which is down, is cooling us, is not uplifting energy.
So by heating up the pot with anything using electricity?
No, different energy, completely different energy. And people have experienced that. People who wants to get rid of, for example, allergies or some food intolerance. We've got one lady, she's one of our team member. She's not here today, but she started from the very beginning, and she started applying. She was very disciplined, one of the most disciplined girl. And she started disciplining, and she's saying, but it's not really. I don't know what's wrong. And I said, listen, change your cooker. And she said, well, but the landlord, I said, listen, buy your own cooker and, get, cooker costs how much? £200? The engineer will come 50 quid and you do it. You know what? She did it. And she said, you know what? It's just so huge different. That is amazing. And she lives in London. I can give you her number.
What about the ovens then? You're like electric?
No, not. I have a gas one. Yeah, we have a gas oven. Yeah, you can get it. Yeah. Then now you're more aware. Yes, Mark.
Say gas. Why we don't like to come to the crust when you use the fire from wood?
Yeah, the fire from wood is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, the natural way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the natural way. No, everything but electric. Everything but electric. This is my tip for you. For you. Okay. Now let's grab this information here, because we want to go to the kitchen soon. Okay. So the 5 flavors, the seasons, and how does it work on our bodily organ now in a very practical way. I'm practical. I don't like to talk just the stuff talking, waste of time. So when we have a springtime, which is now kind of approaching, we know, and the scientists are trying to debate that, it doesn't matter which season, the energy is same. Can you feel the same energy in the spring day like this and the autumn days like that? Do you feel the difference? Huge difference, yes? Huge difference. There is no need of scientific proofs that there is a different energy in summer and different energy in winter. Forget about the temperature, but there is a different energy. We feel different. We are more joyful. We feel like, oh my God, anything is possible when there is a sunshine and we got this good energy. Yes? So this is one we have established, that we all agree to this, yes? There's no need of scientific proofs for that. Now, spring energy is associated with the birth, with the, you know, the grass is greener, the trees are getting greener, the new life is coming, the energy is going upwards. So then, for that reason, we, 5 Flavors of Health is based on the very old traditional wisdom, which is first written by the Chinese. It is not purely Chinese medicine, it's not at all, because the China is so far away. China is far away, and they have completely different climate, they eat completely different food, so it's nothing to do. In fact, if we look back into our, and we speak to our grandmothers, they will tell us so much more about the wisdom. We have the natural way of preventing. We have lost this because of the transport industry, because of all the shops filled up with all the foods available all year around. We go to the schools now. We've got 5 Flavors of Health. We have introduced to the schools in the UK, and we have taken strawberries, and I'm asking children aged from 5 to 11, and I'm asking them, okay, which seasons are strawberries? This is December. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. We're laughing, but they don't know, because they said, but they're in the shops. I had it for Christmas. This is where we're getting wrong. This is where we're getting wrong. You know why? Because we are wearing the right type of clothes for the seasons. You know, you're wearing warmer clothes, or in summer you're undressing yourself. But in winter, mainly in winter and autumn, we will be supplying ourselves with excess of the raw and cold type of food. And we will be giving a mixed message to our bodily organs, which I'm going to just explain you in a second. So the spring is associated with the sour flavor. Okay, sour flavor, you know, the spring is full of activeness, the energy is going upwards. The sour flavor is of a contracting property, so it has to tame, it has to mitigate the expansiveness of the spring in our food. So what is happening? For example, if we are cooking, in each meal that we cook, we must have the sour flavor. Sour flavor. What sour flavors we have in our kitchen? Can you tell me? Lemon, yeah. What else? Vinegar. Pasta, because white bread. Vinegar, yeah. Tomatoes, yeah. What else? And you know, ladies and gentlemen, what? Olive. No, olives are sweet. And bitter, the black one. Chicken. Chicken is sour. Chicken is sour. So now, there are many other sour, there's some in the book. Now, when we don't balance the food with all the 5 flavors, each time we've got the sour, bitter, sweet, spicy, and salty. If each of these, if our meal will lack one of the flavor, it will be like in a year we will be lacking 1 season. If we don't put a sour flavor into our meal, it will be like, can the year go without the spring? Can we have a new life without the spring? We can't. We need to balance it. So the sour flavor is indispensable in every single dish, meal that we make. Okay, and at that time, the liver is the most active at that point. So if we will overdose it ourselves, and people eat a lot of chicken nowadays, chicken is lovely to be a chicken nowadays, everybody loves chicken. Now if we eat too much of that, it will affect our liver. Our liver, it become, what doctor says, it become like half-baked cake if we overdose with the sour flavor. If we do that, what will happen? The liver will not be able. You remember the middle heater I was talking? There is a liver in that. The liver is in charge of detoxifying the body and transporting the energy to spleen, and spleen to the lungs. If we will overdose ourselves with a sour flavor over the whole year, we will weaken our liver so much that the liver will not have enough energy, especially in springtime, because that springtime liver has its peak. I mean, it's the most active organ to transport the energy up to the lungs. And what happened? There is a blockage. And you know what happened in springs? All the allergies, spots, all these asthma people, they are having symptoms of it, because liver does not have energy to transport it and go to the lungs and eliminate, evacuate the mucus which was accumulated over the period of the whole last 12 months, let's say, or 8 months. Last 8 months. You see? Can you see? So these are the symptoms. Now, when we go to summer, the summer energy is like extravaganza. We are expansive. We are doing whatever, and we need to enjoy the sun. We need to enjoy as much as we can, because the summer period is a time of accumulation of the energy, of the harvest and the outside, but in our body is the accumulation of the best energy of sun and the seasonal fruits and vegetables which are grown and ripen outside on that sun where we live. So can you see, we will provide ourselves with so much good energy during the time. Can we overdose ourselves? Yes. We can overdose ourselves, if not with the sun, but we can overdose ourselves with overcooling ourselves. We are really much protecting ourselves. Oh no, not to overheat. So what we do, we drink enormous amount of water or juices or eat ice creams, and we are permitting ourselves. Oh, hello, and we are permitting ourselves. Hello, and we are permitting ourselves to all of that. Do we have a chair? Anne-Marie, can you look after, please? And we, we need to remember in summer we can enjoy, we can have ice cream, we can have juice and the fruits, but we need to remember that if we will again lose the balance, that we will be only supplying the cold type of food, we will again not supply enough of the good energy into the liver. Now, summer is associated with the heart. Heart is associated with the upper heater. So that's why we enjoy, we're more exercising, we are more outside. We want to gain the energy. We want to gain the energy from the summer weather as much as we can. The bitter flavor is of dispersing property. The bitter flavor. What bitter flavors we have in our kitchen? Can you please tell me? Turmeric, yes, the yellow flavor, yeah. Lemon. Bitter melon, yes, is bitter. Yeah, alcohol. Alcohol is bitter, but actually alcohol is spicy. Alcohol is spicy, but can be spicy bitter, but alcohol is spicy. Can we overdose it? Yes, we can. Yeah, olives. Yes, black olives are bitter. Lamb is bitter. Monica, what else is bitter? Buckwheat is bitter. Okay, buckwheat is bitter. Quinoa is bitter as well. Very good. Quinoa is good as well. So, okay, the bitter flavor. Okay, it helps us. It helps us with mitigating the sour flavor in our body. Now, can you see what happened in the season? There is a springtime, and after springtime we have summer, yes? So, summer is terminating the spring. Yes, do you agree? Yes, before the summer was the spring. Spring is finished, now the summer is on. Now, what happened in our kitchen here? If we eat too much of or if we add to our meal too much of a sour, maybe lemon, maybe too much of tomatoes, and you're thinking you will lose the balance, you have to experiment while you're cooking. I have done this on my little one, and I could see the reaction. If there was too much lemon in his body, he will be vomiting. If the 1-year-old, if there was not enough lemon, he will have a constipation or he will have a motion. You see, the reaction was very, very quick. Now, what happened in our kitchen? If we add too much sour flavor, we can add and we realize in time we can add a little extra of a bitter, maybe turmeric, maybe thyme, and that will mitigate the sour flavor, because you see it will kill the intensity of that, like the summer is, you can say, killing the spring intensity of that uplifting energy, and now it's expansion energy. Are you with me? Yeah? You getting? So in a practical way, we can mitigate each of the flavor by putting, if we add too much salt sometimes, we put too much salt, add extra, because this is going in that sequence, salt, and then we go back to some sour, bitter, sweet, spicy as the seasons go. So when you add too much of salt, you can then add a little bit extra lemon in your dish, or a little bit extra tomato or tomato sauce, or something of a sour flavor, or vinegar or whatever, and that will mitigate. But we never ever finish our meal on a sour flavor, because sour flavor is associated with the liver, and we do not want to weaken the liver with the extra sour. So the best way to finish your meal is of a bitter flavor, so maybe on turmeric, or on the spicy, so black pepper. We can finish off, of the spicy. Now going further, I wrote here late summer is in fact a period. I wrote late summer, but it is a period of stagnation, of no movements. Each of the seasons, they have a different kind of energy. Spring's got uplifting, summer's got expansion, autumn's got going downwards, and the winter is accumulation, is contracting energy. So this season, we call it late summer here with it, but it's in fact a period in between of each of the seasons. Now, if you can listen carefully, not to get confused. When we have a springtime, there is a peak of a springtime. There is like the middle of the spring, and then on the other end, we know there will be a summer, and there will be a summer period. So when this one is going to the end, and this one hasn't started yet, there is a void period called doyo in this philosophy, and that is 18 days of a period when there is a stagnation period. There is like a seesaw before the peak of summer, and after the peak of spring, there is a void period which is associated with the spleen and is associated with a sweet flavor. Which sweet flavor we have, like butter. What else we have a sweet? Olive oil, chocolate, sugar. Olive oil, yes. Sugar I do not consider as anything. This is a chemical extract, especially the white sugar, and we do not buy that. We do not. We can, at the most, this stuff was made with the molasses, with the honey, or with the honey with molasses, or with the brown sugar. Okay. Occasionally the white sugar we don't consider as a sweet flavor. Now this, as you're saying, the sweet flavor, for example, in the kitchen, the olive oil or a butter can be added in between each of the seasons. So we normally, when we do it, when we have a sweet flavor, what sweet flavor food products do we have in our kitchen? Carrot, pumpkin, yeah.
Can I ask, are we using psylloid?
Psylloid, yes, as a sweetener, yes, the natural one, yes, okay. yes. What else sweet? Potatoes are sweet, yes. What else? Corn is sweet, yes. Which one? Stevia, yeah, stevia is sweet, yes. Raisins are sweet, dates are sweet, yes. Okay. As a sweet spice, we've got the cumin, for example. Yeah.
Can I just ask, spinach, does it go to?
No, that's a mistake. I think that spinach is sour. Spinach is sour. There's a mistake in the book. There is spinach is sour. Spinach is sour. All the green leafy vegetables are sour, of a sour flavor. All of them. Or all of them. For example, coriander, you see, is spicy when it's ground coriander, but but when you have a green one, it will be a sour flavor.
What about the spring greens? You know those leaves?
Yes, they're sour.
They are sour.
Yes, they are all sour. We've got plenty today to try. They're considered as sour flavor. So the sweet. And we are adding, as we are cooking, we are adding those 5 flavors and all the food products together. So when we are, for example, starting cooking a soup, we will be making a soup. Water is of a salty flavor, but when it's boiling, it becomes a bitter. Okay, so we have a bitter. After that, we will be adding sweet, different kind of vegetables or spices, sweet ones. After that, we will be adding spicy flavor vegetables, fruits, spicy, food products, and then salty, and then we can do the round again, Okay, so are you okay? You have a question? You know? Okay. So this is the sweetness, and this is the period of a stagnation. And you know how we feel like when we are eating a sweet something, the artificial sweetness, we feel like we're more energized. You feel like sometimes you're nervous and you will eat some biscuit or something sweet, because it gives us artificially a movement within our body. And how I discovered this in a practical way. Okay, when the body is not balanced, I mean, balance is living according to the seasons, that there is some deficiency in some organs, when there is some deficiency in some organs, or and you know that there is a deficiency because you are suffering. You maybe have a headache, maybe you are tired, maybe you can't sleep, maybe there is something with you. So then you know there is something not right with you. Now, then you are not balanced. And when there is this period of 18 days between the summer and between this autumn, there's this doyo period, okay, you crave for sweets. There is, I didn't know much about this, and I thought, okay, we've applied this in our house, and my husband, because he was suffering from, this high fever and allergies, and he would, and he knew that the sugary stuff wasn't good for him, so he eliminated. But then there will be a time that he will go for it, but not all the time. And there will be a time that he's going for it. And I said, in the first years, the first 12 months, and I said, why he's not? And sometimes I will make a cake or I will go for party, and he said, I don't want. He does not feeling like. And then the other time, he will eat the whole chocolate in one go. So then I start to take notice when he is having that cravings. And he was craving when there was this doyo time. In the books you have the times. We've got some more tea. Are we making? Have we made another different?
Lemongrass with ginger.
Lemongrass and ginger. Do we have some honey in that?
Yes, and there is coffee, fresh coffee as well.
And the middle one?
And this is licorice.
Licorice tea. Yeah. Okay. So we've got lemongrass with the ginger and honey as well. We will be trying different kinds. We will be in the afternoon. We'll have different kinds. So, okay. So Anne-Marie, can you ask how far we are with that? How we?
We need to play after you finish, and then
what we have to?
15 minutes more.
What we need to do?
Break when you finish.
Yeah, and then how far we are with Roberts there? They are preparing their. Okay. Okay, so now let's go to that. Let's go to. Can you see the? Okay, so in summer we are getting the energy from the earth. The heart is in his peak. Okay, if we don't get enough of the support from the air, from the breathing, from the exercise, from the summer period, on the seesaw again. There are two seasons are always associated with each other. The spring with autumn and the summer with winter. The old people used to say that when it's a hot summer, there will be very cold winter. When there is a mild summer, there will be a mild winter. Okay? So what happened is with our body now, if we don't supply ourselves with the right kind of energy, air, and the heat during the summer, but instead we will be overcooling ourselves. Okay, we are enjoying, but we need to keep the balance. Always choose the safer option. What will happen here? The heart's got this peak, Here the lungs got peaks in autumn. And what happened? The transportation of the energy is affected in autumn, and the upper heater is having its problems. And that time, people will have a problem with the lungs, people will have a colds, people will have a flus. When we do not supply ourselves with enough of heat, summer heat. And in autumn, what we do, autumn is the energy going downwards. You see, in autumn, we have leaves falling off the trees because we want to, naturally, the nature is teaching, is doing the right thing, is accumulating the essence and the energy inside the roots and inside the stems. For what? For the period of the coolness of the winter, where the energy is, there is not much outside, so that in springtime they can give life again. You see, naturally. So there's a protection time starting from the autumn. And what happened if there is an autumn time associated with lungs, with the upper heater. Now what happened? In autumn, energy going down. Now if we will be supplying ourselves with, instead of warming up our body like the trees, are trying to accumulate the energy. How we accumulate energy in a practical way? We eat nice broth, cooked soups. We eat balanced vegetables or other food products. We enjoy the seasonal fruits and vegetables, but not overcooling ourselves. Not again overcooling ourselves, because we know the upper heater will need that energy to transport it to the lower, yes, for the life to be in constant move. Now, what happened in autumn? If we will overdose ourselves with a cold and sour type of food over this period of time, the few months ahead in the past, in spring and summer, now the lungs having its peak, and there is not enough energy because we did not supply a good quality energy with the food from in our stomach, with a good quality food, and then in summer with a good quality of sunshine and nice balanced food. In autumns, our lungs, when they have a peak, we start to have problems. The mucus accumulated in that period of time wants to get rid of the system. And what happened? We start to have a cough, we start to have a catarrh, we start to have flus and colds. Because that is the peak of the lungs, which we did not look after in the previous seasons by supplying too much of the wrong type of food and not balanced. Are you getting me? Yeah? Can you see the causes, how easily we can prevent when we know what to supply? The only thing we need to learn is what is in seasons in this country. And if we go traveling for a month or for 2 weeks, we can always choose the safer option. We have to always remember that where we come from, where we live permanently. Because if we go to very hot California, Australia or somewhere, or Spain, and we will be overdosing ourselves with that kind of food which grows there for them, because they have most of the years are over hot, most of the days hot, they need more cooling stuff than we do, because here we have more cloudy days, more cold days. We need to look after ourselves accordingly, where they can allow themselves to cool the body, because the oranges, banana, they grow there for the purpose of cooling them there. And if we keep supplying it for the several years, our natural energy, which we are born with, there are two types of energy, one that we are supplying and one we're born with. The natural one, it will sustain our health for a certain period of time, but if we will keep on mixed messaging our internal organs, it will collapse at some point, and we will have the problems. We will have problems, and you can see how we can. There's how easily we can prevent from being cold and flu. Yeah.
So what would be like the cut-off point? So if, for example, you know, some people, they might go to Spain for 4 months in the winter.
Yes.
And live the rest of the time in the UK.
Yeah, if it's 4 months, that's long enough.
I was going to say, what's the kind of...
Yeah, if it's we use common sense. The problems that we have in today's world, we go for commercials and advertisement, what is in fashion, rather than listening to our body. You feel if you're 4 months in Spain and 8 months in here, probably you're choosing the period, summer period when you is here. You have to adjust, but with the common sense.
So at what point would you, let's say you did live in Spain for 4 months in the winter, at what point would you start preparing yourself for coming back to the UK?
No, I will not. I will be just. I will not be overdosing myself with the cooling type of food. So I will not be having so much drinks, cold type of drinks, for example, there, because I know that 8 months I'm spending in a country where there are clouds.
That's what I mean. So you're constantly still preparing yourself for where you spend.
Yes, you are present, and you know, once you are on that journey and you see after several months the difference it makes, that you can easily prevent your own colds and flus without medication, allergies. You know, we've got numbers of examples now. Anna is helping for nearly 50 years. This way prevention, and this way mitigation, and this way eliminating many of health problems. You know, I was much bigger than I am, and I never even thought about losing weight. It just happened to me. The organs were just adjusted to the energy that it's supposed to be supplied. Okay, and autumn. So the autumn period. Now the winter energy. Okay, so we've got autumn is associated with the lungs and spicy flavors. What spicy flavors do we have? Chili, ginger, garlic, ginger, yeah. Onion, grapes, herbs. Yeah, but different kind of herbs, like curry, yeah. Ground coriander, yes. Ground coriander, yes. Yes, the paprika. You know, these are all spicy. Yes. Okay. Black pepper. All kind of peppers are black. The dry ones, they are spicy. Okay, and now we go to winter. Winter energy is the one that we need to be protecting ourselves the most. I'm talking about living in this country. I'm talking not living in Spain or living in Australia. Living in this country. This is the time of, you can see the trees are about to wake up now. If they have enough of energy inside, if they're protected enough, they will have a green leaves soon. This will happen after to us that, okay, the winter is the period that, okay, the spicy one, sorry, alcohol is spicy as well. And one more thing about spicy flavor. Spicy flavor is helps us scatter all the indigested food, for example. That's why the very popular natural antibiotic that we use, and I recommend it to everybody, the ginger, just ginger and water. Just ginger and water, nothing else. Keep it as a medicine for yourself and for your family members. We cannot overdose ourselves with the spicy flavor. Spicy flavor, in fact, has a drying properties. So it as every other spice flavor has to be associated with others. If you only keep on eating something spicy, you will dry your organs. No good. Always spicy flavor associated with all other flavors. The other spicy the only spicy product we can overdose ourselves is alcohol. That's the only thing. Rest, we are fine. Now, the winter is accumulation. Winter is associated with a salty flavor, contracting flavor, accumulating flavor, and is associated with our kidney. Okay? So the energy, you can see, we were supplying the food, the energy of food from to our stomach, to our kidney. Then we use the energy of sunshine in summer to support our organs and to support our body. Then the spleen is the movement. Spleen is transporting the energy from the stomach to the lungs. And now the lungs are transporting the energy to the lower heater, to our kidney and to our genitals, to our lower intestine. This is what is doing. Now, salty flavor is associated with that. if we overdo it, now first let's tell me please, what is the salty flavor food products we have in our kitchen? Yeah, very good. Soya sauce, very good. Peanuts, yeah. Yeah, the stalks, yes.
Peanuts be salty even if they weren't salted?
Peanut will be salty, yes. Peanut will be salty. Halloumi cheese will be cheese will be, yeah, because they put a lot of salt, but if you can consider as a salty. Pork is salty. All the lentils and beans are salty flavor. The dry one. Green pea is sweet. Yeah, it's sweet. Green pea is sweet flavor. Mushrooms are salty. Yes, mushrooms are, okay. Wild mushrooms are salty. The wild mushrooms. Podgrzybki po polsku, podgrzybki tu pani. The Polish wild mushrooms are salty. The chestnut mushrooms and the button mushrooms that we are going to use today for the afternoon meal, they're sweet.
Button.
Yes, on the chestnut, they're sweet one. Yeah, the white one, the one popular one.
Which white ones are salty?
The salty are only the wild. Wild. You know the dry one you can buy sometimes, the wild. Or when you go to the forest and you pick it up for yourself.
Right, okay. The magic mushrooms.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So these ones. Okay. So as we are using this in the kitchen, we are using all the 5 flavors in every meal, even the coffee and the teas. By the way, our coffee is a safe coffee. That's the only coffee in the world, I think, that is safe to drink, even for pregnant women, even for breastfeeding mothers, for people who are caffeine insensitive. You are caffeine insensitive, and she's drinking that coffee. That's not a problem. Why? Because we are adding flavors. We are adding the coffee has a bitter and sour flavor on its own, but we are adding spicy cardamom. This is cardamom, spicy cardamom, and ginger added, and the sweet cinnamon and honey. So it's got all and the water is salty, obviously added in the beginning. So this coffee is balanced and is boiled. It's not heavy for our liver. You see, the liver, if you drink a lot of coffees from the shops, the brewed coffees, okay, they have sour. They are sour coffee. Okay, they have a sour flavor. You will destroy your liver with that. You will overdose, and you will. Sometimes we will not even realize how why we are having a problem with our heart or our kidney or our other bodily organs, because you can see how it works. The energy and the fluids are being transported, and if we at some point we will be overdosing with not balancing the meals and beverages, one of the organ will start to show up first. And if with the coffee, is most of the time is the liver or the heart or the heart. Because we are not adding the bitterness, we are not adding it's a sour flavor overpowering to our liver. Okay, so this coffee we are making is absolutely safe. It's boiled for 4 minutes. All the teas are balanced as well with the 5 flavors, so it's all safe. Yes, Paulina.
So is the coffee changing over the seasons as well?
No, coffee we have it all the time. In fact, it's the first thing I'd have in the morning. This kind of coffee. It stimulates the metabolism.
The spices are changing?
No.
over the seasons?
No, spices are all the time the same for this.